What's up, gamers? Today we're playing the heavy bolt rifle on heavy. They've recently buffed some of the prestige perks, really more like reworked some of the prestige perks, and I actually had a choice to make on which ones to pick. That's more than I can say for most perks in this game, so this is quite the new age. We are using the scoped heavy bolt rifle and the fortitude perk. We're going to get the contested health recovery from our strategic stance. That's okay. We'll just dock a dock in
sense of tactical dominance may deter it from attacking. For now, indeed, Meridian.
Bad damage.
Hold formation and advance. Unless the Tyranid Barrow devours the target, its extermination is not mission critical.
Xeno's countermeasures, success for Trygon.
So they did increase the parry window with this prestige perk. And that seems kind of mandatory because like that's really the only downside of playing heavy is your parry window is locked to balance. No longer. I also take the Indomitable Spirit so we don't get interrupted during our gun strikes, because that's also really important if you're getting jumped by like 3 lictors. Like really one of the only things that actually kills you in this game is the gun strike off as the heavy. So those are the 2 perks I would say. Like always take the parry window increase and take the knockback and gun strike, and then you'll pretty much never die. I haven't actually fought this boss on heavy yet, but we'll see how that goes. Imagine it can't be very hard, he's just gonna shoot him.
Frag grenade Iron Halo online. Engaging elite countermeasures. Elite level Xenos.
I was actually having heavy above the assault in a tier list at this point, but maybe not after they changed the prestige perks and the above, because they really fixed his pretty well.
Iron Halo ready.
Got my rage.
Specialized bioform neutralized.
Alright, let's trap this guy. Then move on up. If we get to really low ammo here, we should get the ammo crate up ahead. And if we don't get the one up here, it'll be back by the door. Nice try, buddy. Let's try again. My parry window is better than ever. Here, let me parry you. Here, like that. All new. I was playing Dark Tide the other day. I was really missing the fact that I can just punch a guy in the face in this game. I guess you can do that with a knife in that game, but you know, it's not the same. It's the same as like sucker punching a lictor in the face. Though I have been enjoying Dark Tide in Havoc mode, or new 2.0 Havoc mode. Because it is nice to have a game mode where you are required to properly team comp, and it is not really in a lot of horde shooters for some reason.
Intercepting projectiles.
I hope Space Marine 2 gets something like that, where you get some kind of like vanilla mode that really requires people to use meta builds, because I think meta builds have a place. You know, I said that meta builds are just a force multiplier for player skill, and that's true, but it is nice to have like some mode that is so difficult that like it's basically bullshit and it just like requires meta builds. And if it's just like an optional thing, I don't see anything wrong with that, because players already do that all the time with like modded challenge runs. If you're on console, you can't really use a modded challenge run, so give them an option. That's my take on it. You know, like this dude. Then blast his friends. Now, I did hear they gave the bots relic weapons, so soloing is probably going to be a lot easier once patch 7.0 comes out, at least without true solo. So I'll probably be, once I actually prestige all the classes, I'll probably be playing 99% true solo on the test, on the main server. These bots just do so much now. Like, even the solo reliquary itself is quite easy at the moment.
Considering the Trygon's presence is incidental to our objective, utilize the lift to reroute closer to Metrian's keep.
Understood, Makos. The lift is within
This
hours.
guy. There's my glorious ammo crate. I see you. Let's try pump.
Intercepting projectiles.
So we did that. Let me grab you.
Ammunition restocked. Iron Halo online. So-and-so class tyranny. Give me the boy.
Quite the sport fest, huh? I guess I probably should have killed those guys earlier. Where's the 7th, bro? You guys are actually being assholes right now. It's hiding behind this wall. I'm gonna go back around them. This is where I probably should have brought the plasma pistol because plasma deals with the biovores a lot more easily.
Iron Halo protocol in progress. Reloading. Engage anti-Xenos warfare strategy.
Right, that's one. I'll grab these extremists first and then we can go in.
Fresh magazine.
Heavy bolt rifle is pretty good right now. I would honestly say it is like straight up good at the moment, and maybe even great on the tactical with the Acuity Prestige perk. Because that Acuity Prestige perk is probably like one of the best range damage perks in the entire game, which is why it's kind of funny that tactical gets it. Because he really needed more headshot damage to class with the fucking Auspex.
Major tyranny threat.
Man, Heavy definitely feels a lot smoother now. Good job, Saber. Saber. Good job, Saber. I know I shit on you yesterday, but props for props is due. They definitely fixed these prestige perks. I would to see more perks added to the game for like the actual base freeze, because I don't really see why we're stuck with like 8. It really wouldn't be that hard to come up with some full ones, unless they have a bunch of red tape that doesn't hit them up.
Xenos eradication.
Right, well that was wacky.
I have summoned the transport people at the request of Makos Gallion. Remain patient. Transport lifting now. Perplex, I have transmitted no authorizations.
Location security indefensible. Reposition frequency to compensate.
Ow.
Transport lift status incomprehensible. Begins, ceases. Begins, ceases.
Scrutinize every movement, brother.
Advance to the list. One line. Enhanced tactic ready. Iron Halo protocol in progress. Cover my reload. Xenos,
Our chances are greatly improved by staying close.
Let's go. Healing part. I honestly think this is the hardest part of this map because you get knocked around a lot.
Tyranny fell.
The Trygon is less disruptive in his actual boss fight than he is.
Obtaining armor.
I say Trygon. The Trygon is less disruptive in his actual boss fight than he is in this Dune.
New path ahead.
I do wish we got to see more Extremis spawns in the actual boss fights in this game, but I am happy to see a new boss fight. I think this boss fight is more well designed than the Hive Tyrant one. Though, I just wish they didn't pussy out on the Extremis. Just put that shit in. It's probably pretty easy to add that, though. Just like add them to the pool for the new little spawn points.
Use the silence to contemplate your futile, brutal existence
Maybe.
in service to a desiccated cause.
Might be easy.
Lagos.
I feel like it would be. It's probably in the files.
Viridian, the servo skull is enslaved to an unknown master. I am...
Irritant signal silenced. Continue to discuss your fate amongst yourselves. It changes nothing.
Block out any distractions. Our orders stand.
A suggestion: abandon Gallio's misguided vendetta against the Lagos biologists. Do you know what Gallio and Trygon achieved together in the past? Ask about Project Theta 6.
Mere words of a reprogrammed servo skull, nothing more.
Subterranean tyranny annihilates. Elite critical observation. Servo skull is compromised. Maintain focus on the mission. Zoan throw.
Let's move on
I
up.
doubt that colossal Xenos aberration can chew through these walls.
Expect the Tyranids to have breached further into the facility than we were briefed.
I'm curious to see what balance changes they do to absolute difficulty. They said they wanted to make it more difficult, and right now the PPS server absolute is quite easy. And base game ain't that hard either at the moment, but it is substantially easier with Prestige perks and some of the new weapon buffs.
Iron Halo online.
Yes.
Kill confirmed. Bring the Tyranids in.
Gridlocked by bureaucracy and blinded by
Smash
Big metal will here. I wonder if that's the one more bad check.
Mission update. Trygon has breached Longinus Gamma. Formulating Trygon kill chain tactics.
I was worried you had fallen victim to Mitrian's mastery of malphonic disruptive frequencies, but now the uncomfortable sensation associated with cools my remaining skin. Be warned, Viridian. Mitrian cannot hope to stand against you alone, so she will lie and store in hope the Xenos swarm will devour. Case in point, she has enslaved that servo skull as a crude mouthpiece. But give her word zero credibility for the mission's sake. And your own.
Mitrian has failed thus far, and she will continue to fail.
You pass the correct
What a joke.
Bioform destroyed. Zoan throw neutralized.
That new parry window is so good. And if it's only 25%, it is very
Specialized
noticeable.
biomorph neutralized.
Class is on crack.
Fragmentation device in place.
Let's just blow this guy's head open.
Enhanced tactics ready.
There's so many good guys here. I'm gonna stop him. I do have that increase. No.
High priority Tyranid eliminated.
That parry window. Glorious.
Specialized biomorph.
No interrupted gunfights. This guy is going to be a beast. Absolute beastly class now. He was already pretty good. But like now his limiting factors like ammo and stuff. He's got prestige perks for all of it. But the main limiting factor of the heavy class was always this balanced parry window being locked in. That just made it so certain things like triple lictors or like triple ravagers would be a little frustrating, or like they could frame trap you more easily. But now it's a lot easier, and also the other limiting factor is very obvious, which is just the ammo capacity, which is when you run out of ammo, you're usually fucked. But now you also have increased melee damage and other prestige perks that can give you your primary weapon ammo back on extremis skill. So he's in a really good spot now. Probably some of the best prestige perks for his class synergy.
Summon legions of Xenos.
Astartes, the facility is well stocked in mining gear. Requisition melter charges to eradicate the tunnels and halt the infestation.
Brothers, locate those melter charges. Sourcing melter ordnance is top priority. Xenos rally point eliminated.
That's it, only two. Interesting.
Keep scanning for signs of the Trygon. There is no turning back.
Get in here, boys.
We are committed.
We're going in.
Facility. You must
I'll say the sniper bot recently, ever since they gave him the relic blast Fiesel, he slaps. He blasts over and throws out of the sky pretty easily.
If you missed our binaric discourses, you could have sent communication. I observe you still pathetically cling to views of soft tissue. Remember, meat lacks efficiency, whereas metallic alloys stave off corrosion and degradation for far longer.
How far you have fallen, Ignoel, that I must drag you back into the light. Method of execution. Decapitation.
Behold the truth of my
One of
faults.
them up there.
I am but a humble brain.
That one's clear, so that must be the one back here.
Facility, and nothing more. What reason exists to pull
With the battery,
me
I
from
mean.
recording biomass coalescence data firsthand? I pose no threat to Galio or the Imperium, even if I should fall.
Disconnect her synaptic tethers from the facility command terminals. Stand firm. I expect her to rout Xenos to assault your locus.
Dig in and defend. Pulling out of console rings.
We have another melta bomb down there, so you can waste this one. I don't care too much.
Is severed. Iron Halo ready.
The next console awaits.
Do not through the batteries this time? Interesting. Maybe it's doing it like a different order. Here's my least played map, so.
Darkness is a pathetic trick, thwarted by a power
Okay, there we
cell.
go. So I saw one power cell was up there. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Bear witness to the summation of our divine arithmetic from long ago. Remember,
I think this map is pretty easy, for like the simple fact it always gives you an Melta Bomb. And Melta Bombs make runs 10 times easier. I should carry runs, to be honest. And this one would give you like infinite at the end. Or, you know, it would give you a guaranteed spawn.
After the mind grows, of course.
you are a redundant functionary. Your Astartes shall die here, alone, in the dark.
Astartes know no darkness.
Futile, impotent waste of gene seed. You trifle with the only hope against the hive mind the Imperium has left.
Elite level Xenos. Passive up. Intercepting projectiles. Enhanced tactic ready.
That sucked. Didn't get the other guy. There we go.
Kill confirmed. Tyranid invasion. Thwarted. Reloading.
Entering the console radius.
Smooth sailing so far. Oops.
Backing out of the zone.
I forgot about that increased parry window on the little guys too, so
Brothers, this console is ours.
easier to get our armor back.
To Metrian's containment unit. See, Metrian, the more you thrash, the deeper you set our roots.
Xenos Psychic unit. Wiped out. Cover my reload.
Marine.
These tenders
The Lictor feels like coming over, he can. Right there.
My imagination is already achieving my desires. You are fools.
science. Meridian, confirm possession of that quivering mass of computational gray matter.
Grab the brain,
The asset does not seem to have anything left.
kill these guys, and then
Pilot,
go kill the big guy.
Meridian is ready for
And
evacuation.
below this thing, go home.
Sending updated extraction coordinates to you now, Meridian.
I will say this boss has really cool sound design. Much better than the Hive Tyrant. Though the Hive Tyrant has... I may have destroyed the Hive Tyrant too much.
Execute Iron Halo tactics.
They really went all in on the bioelectricity of Trygon.
Xenos countermeasures successful. Limiting time before it summons reinforcement Iron Halo online. Reloading ammunition. new path ahead. Adversary conditions deteriorating.
Right.
Not even this
Final stretch and a horde. Okay. You know what?
Iron Halo protocol.
I deal with this.
Thermal explosive. Ready.
Well, I'm dealing with most of it, but I'm not dealing with that one portion of it.
Equipping fresh magazine. Prepping Malcolm. Enhanced tactic ready.
We're comboed. That's unfortunate.
Nothing an apothecary cannot heal.
Sword Warrior combos be like, we were in quite the little mess here. What the fuck? Why are there so many? I should have saved the Melted Bomb. Yeah, Sword Warrior's thing, unfortunately, infinite stagger you. I would have guaranteed died and not been at like 5% HP with the fortitude perk we had there. So the same thing can happen to Bulwark. The Bulwark, let's be real, Bulwark's never getting caught by a Sword Warrior with like an offensive intimidating aura. It's just not happening. But Bulwark can also survive because he has that increased HP. The only thing I don't like about Sword Warriors is they kind of like full stop your game. Like, you just have to deal with the infinite combos out of time. Not the infinite combos, but you just have to sit there and parry DS to them. And there's like 7 in your face and get a little tedious. Though I guess that the normal ones aren't that bad. It's mainly the enraged ones. They like to put their swords up, though I have seen them do that less in the APS. So maybe they did some things. Before, whenever they were enraged, they put their sword hands up, and they just block all your damage. You just have to sit there and wait. There's pretty much nothing you can do when a Sword Warrior doesn't want to stop blocking, especially the enraged ones. What was that? Oh, nice try, bud. Let's try again.
Alert! Subterranean combatants.
Kill him. The boss here.
Rather than type tyranny obliterated. Xenos countermeasures successful. Cover my reload.
Should save my Melted Bomb for the giant forward. I always forget absolutes sometimes, like to just send like 12 warriors at you at once. Man, I think that's a good thing. But it's kind of funny how like 15 warriors can make the game feel like there are twice as many enemies. They just take so damn long to kill. So I've had games where it's like, it feels like you killed like 2,000 Hormigons, but it's actually just 600 Duders and a bunch of warriors.
Deep scans have penetrated the
I'm just gonna play this like a pussy. Shoot him in the face. I mean, that's class accurate.
Trygon vulnerability data pushed to your displays.
Objective updated. Terminate Trygon.
I wonder how Plasma does against this boss.
Enhanced tactic ready.
Play this boss in particular is pretty easy. To cheese, I'm gonna say. Pretty easy boss to cheese if you just shoot him. Oh, let's ammo here. Ow.
Iron Halo ready.
I'm not very good at fighting him yet. I don't know if heavy full rifle is like the choice weaponry for him, but I'm curious to see what the heavy plasma does. I still need to learn his moveset quite a bit more though. Probably think like assault or something to do that, but here, yeah. Drop this bomb.
Melter bomb position.
That's one. Here's the other melter bomb.
Enhanced tactic ready.
Let's grab this.
Additional supplies. Melter bomb prepared. Tactics.
That's cool. That's also a cool attack you have there. Oh, blade hit. Write that down, write that down. Take note for later. Let's grab this melta bomb over here. Really melta bombs will do a ton against these guys. You can't shoot him when he comes out. It's a lot, but I have killed him mid-air before. I shoot gun. That's my purpose.
Ammunition restocked.
Gatekeeping the ammo box, let's see.
Iron Halo online. Conversion field operational. Equipping fresh magazine.
Now, Saber really wanted to be... oh, it took off an armor? I would have felt like the, what's his face? The Hive Tyrant will just straight crack through your armor with an attack like that. Interesting.
Intercepting projectiles.
What's the timing on that?
Motor skills degenerating. Iron Halo ready.
I'm figuring out the moveset a little bit. At least they made it so, unlike the Hive Tyrant, you can't just knock the entire thing back with a parry. It doesn't really make sense. They look really goofy if you knock back the Trygon. Like, I know you're a Space Marine, but Space Marines ain't that strong. That's a cool sound effect. I'll drop this on you. Wow, it does nothing. Can you jump down? Probably not, though. almost. I'm sure we'll be fine. It's funny to me that the sword warriors I fought earlier were actually more lethal than the boss fight. God forbid, that was a sword warrior going full ham. This boy. All two sword warriors versus one boss? I don't know. It's an even fight. Slightly in the sword warrior's favor, I guess. Nice try. Look at that.
My congratulations, Meridian. The mission is a success.
He has a lot of delayed hits, which I think is good for the game. It's good to have more bosses. That was a little close, but that's okay. Still learning this guy. But the heavy bolt rifle, this thing's buffs. With the new prestige perks for this class, heavy's in a pretty good spot. Guy's pretty damn strong at the moment. And I wouldn't even say the heavy bolt rifle is like his best weapon. So he's probably even better with things like, though I heard the heavy plasma got like indirectly nerfed on its damage. I don't know if that's true though. But we'll see. We'll try it out some more. I'm kind of curious about how many we killed here. I thought there were a lot of guys. $500s. That's what I'm saying. Those sword warriors, man, take forever. Only 29,000 range damage. I don't know. It's a pretty short map though, so that does kind of make sense. Same as the Hive Tyrant. Anyways, guys, that was some heavy gameplay with the new prestige perks they reworked. Thanks for watching. If you like content like this, subscribe for more. Peace.